Well, good morning, world. It's a bright, new, possibly sunny day. So, since the last episode, I have been doing a little bit of exploring. I went back to town and spent all my money on getting some decent water, and found a large group of monkey creatures in some ruins over there. And on the other side, really, really tough. I managed to kill about six of them, so yeah, that should rack me up some money. So basically, exploring is dangerous as shit. So I'm heading back into town now because I want to finish off some of the side quests that were there, like debt collection and stuff like that, so I can gain some experience, gain some money, and then I'll continue with the main quest after I finish all that. It's just because I have decided to take the power away from Edgewater. So I think maybe after I do that, maybe some of the side quests will be gone. Maybe, I don't know what's gonna happen. So yeah, I just do those side quests. Earn some cash, earn some EXP, maybe find some nice gear. Yeah, and I also found this. It's kind of powerful, but I really want to avoid close combat on supernova mode. See, I was looking for four people that was owing money, and one of them was the barber that was here, yes. Probably this guy. Holy hell. Oh, I get it. Water. It's a old-fashioned barber. I get it, I get it.
Merciful law. Is that a marauder's outfit? I don't want you wandering into my shop wearing
What?
something you've lifted off a corpse. Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs.
Thought I had a better armor.
Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
Yeah, because all the blood in the next room is very clean.
No, thank you. That's quite all right. I've seen enough body parts in my line of work. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment.
Sure, I'll just walk right in here.
Burial, in the unfortunate event of a fatality. It's what a barber does. We make you presentable.
Yeah.
Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch.
Yeah, probably.
With what? My own blood? Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. with my apologies. Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers! No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions.
Yeah.
Much obliged.
Alright, that was a fail. Someone in the cannery. Who are you?
Somebody's been running around town raving about a colony ship. Plague must have gone into their brain matter. Oh, I'm an actuary. That means I keep tabs on a worker's living expenses. How much it costs to feed, clothe, shelter, bury, and replace your average human worker. Technically, I'm employed by the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources.
I think everyone is employed by these guys here. Alright. Let's see. Supervisor in the cannery. Let's see. Oops. Oh.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Foreman Granger. Mind those words don't come out of your mouth unless preceded by yes, or right away, or thank you.
No.
Shit. Silas still on about that.
Oh, sweet.
Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable.
Mine's alright.
Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism. When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town pays for it. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. Look around. Edgewater ain't exactly swimming in luxury. We can't afford to pay the body price of a suicide. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Damn. Ah, shit. Alright. Landing pad. Southeast. Southeast. There's a landing pad. It's gotta be. Landing pad. I haven't even checked this place.
When I was little, we'd get freighters in every Sunday noon. Now they only come but once a month. I love the wind here.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff. I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling.
Okay.
The war! The coming apocalypse! Man versus machine! I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies. Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of them simple folk. All right. Listen real close. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant. Clattering about. Firing at the birds. Orchestrating their uprising.
Oh,
When the
shit.
swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing, shoulder to shoulder with the resistance?
That's what I'm facing at the power plant, huh? Oh, shit.
I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saw tuna
Ooh.
cans mostly, some Spacer's chaw, few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid.
Hmm.
Enlistment fees? Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the resistance a bad name.
Nice.
They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back.
Alright. Yeah. Ooh. It's a pretty little gun. Hmm. Mhm. Ah. Whoa. What was that?
Down they go!
Is that bread worm? Yeah. I don't want this now. Food is food. Hmm? Oh, that's who's left. Tabernacle. I'm gonna go and check on our robot. Wow. Oh, enemies. Just one.
Here we go! Wow, great work!
Mm.
Watch out! You got him!
Oh, this was easy. I don't think I should dwindle too much. What's that again?
Aw, he ain't no threat. Bet I could fix him up smart.
Searching for repair bay. Error. Navigation systems failed. Unable to comply.
I could probably fix that. I mean, if you wanted me to.
Yeah, go ahead. Hmm.
Yep, I see the problem. His nav mod got dislodged. Must have taken a tumble. Just gotta give it a good push and wait for the click. There we go. Jeremy's good as new. Well, new by Spacer's Choice standards anyhow. His name's Jeremy, by the by.
Navigation systems operational. Optimal path toward repair bay detected. Initiating self-diagnostics.
Yeah. What did you name?
On account of I fixed him. And he's Jeremy on account of his helmet. It's like Jeremy, the officer in True Romantic Tales of the Space Guard. Hebsta Shirley. I make a point to watch every Tuesday night. Be more careful out there, Jeremy.
Alright. just gonna stand here?
Self-diagnostics initiated. Please do not disturb.
Okay. Oh, nice. Free stuff. I have a light pistol. I need something stronger. Alright, well, I'll fix the robot. I'll just tell the guy I killed him. Maybe? The guy seemed a little crazy.
Bring us honor, soldier.
Yeah, I did.
You beat that scout to scrap with its own legs? Pulled its optic cables out its head case? Actually, don't tell me. Rather use my imagination.
Sure.
You're a passing fair soldier, I will confess. But you are one, and the enemy is legion. What you need is an equalizer, a weapon to strike fear in their cold mechanical hearts. Cantina, lavatory, behind one of the toilets.
Really?
That's where I've kept it hidden all these years. Sharp, ain't it? The lavatory is the very last place a mechanical has need to enter. On the double, soldier. Don't want the bartender poking around in there with a mop.
No, that probably never happens. Well, thank you.
Wonder if the plague's ever gonna pass.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Bring us honor, soldier. Feast your eyes, soldier. This here is a genuine Spacer's Choice injury customizing unit, designed to deliver a lethal blast of electrical discharge. I call it the Hand of the Law. You ever want to see a mechanical flailing around like a grounded fish? You stick a couple thousand volts in its guts. With compliments from old Ludwig.
You might not be such a crazy fellow after all.
Fun. This ain't some quarterly performance review, soldier. Ours is a grave and sacred duty. Time's come for you to journey down into the black heart of the enemy's camp. I'm talking about the old geothermal plant.
Yeah, I know. I'm going.
Unfortunately, the old plant lies outside my board-given jurisdiction. You'll need to get a passcode from the boss, Reed Thompson. I've been after a passcode for years. Boss said no on account of my gross incompetence with all matters related to security. I need you to get us the brain of a mechanical. Well, not exactly a brain. Anatomically speaking, what we're looking for is a logic module. There's the rub. If a mechanical breaks down, the logic module fries. So you can't rip one out of its corpse. You're gonna have to find an intact model somehow.
I don't reckon so. I work with gears and pistons and such. Stuff you can put hands to. Computers and mechanical brains are outside my ken.
You know, she names the mechanicals she fixes. Calls them Bess and Clancy and so on.
Yeah.
Keep a careful eye on her. Could be a sympathizer. Don't tell anyone, all right? I've got a contact. A real expert in the inner workings of the automaton. We are gonna rip those mechanical secrets right out of their circuits. Well, excuse me. What I meant was I'm going to get a contact. Didn't know I had to be all prissy about my grammar around you. If you die horribly, I will pour out a can of 0G to your memory.
Oh. 0G, thanks. So, gee, thanks a lot. Let's find the last guy. Oh, Abernathy. At his residence. Where is his residence?
Been eating nothing but salt tuna.
Huh. That wasn't hard.
Oh, sweet merciful law. A marauder's in my domicile.
Ah, shit, I forget.
There a reason you're running around outfitted like one of those monsters? Did Mr. Thompson send you to put the fear in me? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
Maybe I shouldn't touch you.
You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state? Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows.
You're dying?
Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. Not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies.
Don't say
Maybe
that,
sealed
Mr.
my
Abernathy.
box.
You still got a couple decades in you.
I'd steer clear, Ms. Holcomb. My affliction's bound to be contagious.
Yeah.
It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one. Wow. First time anyone's ever told me that. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
What do you need?
Couple hours out of your day and some light second story work. That's all. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway.
Well, I am going there.
I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me. You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Law, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it. Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over.
Yeah.
Probably tracking mud all over the archives. I know that, but I got nobody else to turn to. Reed would have wrote me up. Constable would have locked me up and wrote me up. Could have gone to see the good vicar, but I never did find my courage.
Alright.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy. Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine.
Why?
Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead.
What?
All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic.
So do I.
I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do. All right. Here's a summary.
That's
A
easy.
lot of sick people in this town, and we don't have the medicine to treat them all. Can't reach out to corporate without crossing a river of red tape, so I'm reaching out to you. I'm paid better than Abernathy. Whatever he's giving you, I will do you one better.
Like $1?
That's all I can ask of you.
Yes. I'm just missing the guy with the IOU. Let's see what this guy says. There it is. You can charge people for staying dead.
Lovely to see you about, Miss Parvati.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss. Best to ask her yourself.
My dad's buried here. Silas watches over him when I can't leave the house. Oh. Well, thanks.
Something I can do for you? You run into any trouble?
Kind of.
Conrad's barbershop is a yawning pit that swallows his every bit. I keep telling him he should cut a few corners. Skimp out on the disinfectant. You gotta put the squeeze on Conrad. Find some dirt on him. Maybe check his back room.
The one with all the corpses.
That's the word, extortion. Been on the tip of my tongue all day.
Yeah, alright. I'll just extort him. Charming. Probably just meant the mess in the corpses. Oh, what's this? The receptionist, yeah. Alright. I know. Because he fiddled with the papers.
What can I do for you? Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor? I am a Spacer's Choice certified surgeon, and if you must know, I can stitch a severed thumb with a 58% chance of avoiding gangrene. You know about Eugene? How? Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave.
It's not a good heirloom.
That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's Choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
Yeah.
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious... Ugh, gross.
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. Desperate measures. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only way I'm paying my gravesite fees.
Yeah.
I'm sure that I have no other choice.
Do it.
Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
Yeah, that's fun. Good, good, good. It better be worth it. Better bring me a whole lot of cash. Bits.
Grave digging's a fine profession. Always work to be had, and nary a word of complaint out of your clients.
Just a few words.
Yeah? What about him? Yeah. Funny thing, Eugene's body ain't where it's supposed to be.
Damn it.
The night we was supposed to commend his body to the earth, I had his grave all dug up and ready, right? And so I thought, I'll just rest my eyes a bit. When I woke up, his body was gone. Spirited away, vanished. The footprints nearby suggested that Eugene was stolen by marauders. Or he rose from the dead.
Spirited away. Maybe Chihiro did it.
Let me know if you find anything.
Okay. So I have to find his corpse. Yeah. Well, I think it's about to call it quits for tonight. I'll just run back to the ship and maintain my... do some level maintenance, drink some water, sleep, and I'll figure out what to do next. Apparently I have to look for one body. And then I can do a raid on the community center. Because I have 2 quests there now. So, yeah. Have a good night.